Hey fellas, in this video, I want to talk about the one skill that most men are missing that the gym builds. So I was in the gym yesterday, right? And I was doing some bent over rows, some barbell bent over rows. And I wasn't, going all super crazy on the weight. My goal was to more so really focus on my form, focus on the squeeze at the top, because I really want to start enhancing like my upper back, right? And what I realized, and you'll learn this on your journey too as you work out, man, that when you're doing a movement, man, there's a moment where you want to pause within that movement. For example, if you're doing a bent over row and you bring that barbell up, when you're bent over and you bring it up and you squeeze at the top, that pause, man, there's a lot that happens within that pause. There's a lot of lessons that can translate from the weight room to real life within that pause. And that's what I want to talk about. The one skill that most men are missing is the power of the pause. Okay, now I'm gonna break this down. I got some talking points, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. All right. So when you're lifting weights, right, and you squeeze at the top. For example, say you're doing a bicep curl and you come up at the top and you squeeze. There's that moment, man, where you're squeezing when it's heavy as fuck. It's uncomfortable as fuck. All right, but there's a moment in there where you have ownership of that weight. You have ownership of that barbell. It's yours. You got it. This translates into your real life too, man, when you're dealing with weight. And I don't mean like, weight in the gym. I'm talking about the weight of life. When you're dealing with stress, emotional shit, your job, your bills, the weight, you get to a point where you take ownership of that weight and you can hold that and you can pause and not let all those stresses and all that bullshit you got going on in life really dictate how you move through your life, man. When you can learn how to pause through it, how to pause through that stress, man, and not let the moment kind of dictate your actions, meaning you're not moving on autopilot. You're not moving like with just momentum, okay? Because that's what happens when you're lifting certain weight. You ever notice that? You're doing bent over rows and you got a lot of momentum, right? It's like you're not really controlling it. You're kind of on autopilot, right? Follow what I'm saying, man. I'm hoping that this is making sense. This is a deep video I'm about to do. But you're using a lot of momentum, right? You're not able to pause and really have control, okay? The moment when you're rowing has the better of you. You don't have control over it. So that's what I'm trying to relate to you, man. It's really important to learn how to pause. That's where all the fucking magic happens, bro. And that's what happens in real life. For example, you get into it with your girl, coworker says something to you, it creates this weight of stress on you, right? Learn to pause within that moment of stress, because what you'll realize is you have a lot more control over your reactions, how you choose to respond to things than you may think. All right. And I know this video may seem like, damn, he's all over the place. He's, may seem like a little confusing. I'm hoping it's not, though. And my goal is to take what you can build in the gym, what you can learn in the gym, and carry that out into the world with you. Okay. Another way that this skill of learning how to pause really helps you out here in the real world is that it just shows that you have strength. You have internal strength when you can pause. Okay. And like I said, training in the gym, learning how to pause when you have a lot of weight or when you're trying to learn how to control the weight, this translates in life because growth happens in the pause. Okay. When you're in the gym lifting that weight, bro, and you pause and you squeeze and you got everything fucking activated, bro, that's where you're like really working the muscle. Okay. And when you're out in the real world and you have your moments of stress and something's coming your way, when you can learn to pause before you respond, that's where your growth is, man. You're taking a moment to not let the moment take over. Okay. That's why you got to learn how to pause, man. You got to learn how to calm down and assess and just kind of like experience the moment. You don't have to like, oh, I got to fix this or I need to adjust. And I'm relating this to working out, man. Like, oh, the shit is heavy. I need to like just sling it up. No, you need to control the weight. You need to be strong. Grip that barbell. You got this. Okay. Just like in real life, somebody says something to you, you got this. Don't let the moment dictate your reaction. Slow down and pause and take a second. Breathe, just like you do in the gym when you're lifting weights. You got to breathe, right? Or your ass will fucking fall over. Learn how to slow down and control yourself. The gym is also like the emotional weight room, bro. This shit don't just build muscle and build discipline. This builds internal strength. And what it also builds is composure. You learn how to stay composed under pressure. That's what learning how to live within this pause will do for you. When you lift weights, like when I'm doing that bent over barbell row, and I come up and I try to pause at the top, which is hard as shit, especially depending on the weight. The weight is heavy, but I'm able to remain calm as I'm lifting this heavy ass weight. That's just like in life. When it gets heavy, you can still remain calm. You don't have to like, oh shit, I just got to get through this and be all erratic and be all impulsive, which is kind of how people do when they're in the gym and they lifting something too heavy. They're like, let me just do whatever I can to get this up, as opposed to like lowering the weight, getting to a place where you've got control. That's what happens in real life. Learn how to slow your ass down, how to find where you're more composed, where you're more in control. This is going to help you in the long run, man. It's going to help your relationships. It's going to help you at your job, with your kids, everything, man. That's why the gym is like the ultimate teacher, if you're willing to listen and find the lessons. And another way that understanding the power in the pause really helps you in your life is that once you learn how to pause, once you learn how to gain control, you gain an internal patience within yourself too. Okay. Think about it. When you're in the gym, right? You have to have a level of patience within yourself, because you know when you go to the gym, you're not going to see those results for a few days or a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? It's like you're delaying gratification. So you have to develop a certain level of patience within yourself, where I may not get the results right now. And on the flip side of that, there's an internal patience that you have within yourself when you're lifting weight and you try to pause. There's a patience that is in that pause, man, because you want to put the fucking weight down so bad, or you want to get through the movement so bad because it's uncomfortable as shit. But what you start to do is develop this internal patience where you can endure. You can endure discomfort. You can endure, you can wait on that gratification. Like I said, delaying gratification. There's a certain level of patience that the gym helps you develop that you carry out into the world. And when you get out into the world and you develop this level of internal patience, you start to realize like not everything requires your immediate response. Not everything requires you to have to address it right then and there. That's where a lot of us get fucked up. Something happens to us, we feel disrespected, and you feel like you have to check it right then. I got to fix this shit right then. No, you don't, bro. Think about when you in the gym. You don't get your results right then and there. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean is, have some patience with yourself out here in the real world. Somebody says something to you, pause, take a moment, assess. This is where the growth is. The growth is in you being able to pause and not have to address every little thing. Learn to understand yourself. Learn to understand I have more control of myself, just like I have control over those weights when I'm fucking taxing myself. I don't have to let the momentum of the weights dictate my form and fuck up my form. You want to have solid form when you're out here in the real world. Somebody says some shit to you, disrespects you, don't let your form get all fucked up. Stay on your square. Keep your form solid. This is going to help your responses be more solid and be more in integrity. This is how the gym builds you up as a man. The pause, learning how to pause, this is what separates boys from men. Because boys, just like my son, my 7-year-old son, when we play in a video game, he has those impulsive reactions to things. If he loses, he don't know how to control himself. He doesn't know how to take ownership yet. That's my job, to teach him that. But what I'm saying is the gym separates you from that boy mentality. It shows you that you can endure discomfort. You can build internal strength within yourself and internal patience within yourself so that things that are happening out in the world don't have so much control over you. you are still in control. Your form is still solid. You're not compromising your form based off of something that is happening to you out in the world. I hope this video made sense. If you got any value out of this, please smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you know when I make more videos just like this. Also, make sure you book a one-on-one call if you want to learn self-mastery, learn how to improve that pause, how to calm down, how to tone yourself down so that your reactions are more in integrity and not coming from a place of chaos and being all erratic and having to prove your point and all that shit, all right? See y'all in the next video. Peace.